The candles flickered ominously as the cult leader, Brother Ezekiel, stood at the center of the stone altar. His crimson robes billowed dramatically in the wind, which had inexplicably picked up despite the room having no windows.
Brothers and sisters, the hour is upon us. The great evil, Malakar the Devourer, shall rise again.
The cult members, a motley crew of misfits and zealots, cheered with varying degrees of enthusiasm. Sister Agnes, a particularly devout member, clapped her hands together in glee.
Finally, I've been waiting for this since I joined the cult 3 years ago.
Brother Ezekiel raised his hands for silence and began reading from the ancient tome, his voice booming with gravitas. The room fell still as the chant grew louder, the air thickening with anticipation.
O Malakar, devourer of worlds, hear our plea. Rise from the abyss and...
He stopped abruptly, his face frozen in a mixture of horror and confusion. The cult members exchanged nervous glances.
What is it, Brother Ezekiel?
Someone has torn out the last page of the chant.
Gasps echoed through the chamber. Sister Agnes stepped forward, her face pale.
What do we do now? The ritual must be completed.
Brother Ezekiel straightened his shoulders, his expression turning resolute.
We improvise. The great evil must rise tonight.
He cleared his throat and continued, his voice wavering slightly.
Malakar, awaken from your slumber. We, your humble servants, offer this sacrifice in your honor. Come forth and, devour some worlds or something. Also, please don't kill us.
The cult members stared at him, their faces a mix of disbelief and secondhand embarrassment.
Seriously, that's your improv.
Brother Ezekiel shot her a glare.
Do you have a better idea, Sister Miriam?
Before she could reply, the ground began to shake violently. The candles toppled over, and the air filled with a deep, guttural roar.
It's working. The great evil is rising.
The cult members scrambled to their feet as a massive, shadowy figure began to materialize in the center of the room. Its form was indistinct, but its glowing red eyes sent shivers down their spines.
Who dares summon Malakar the Devourer?
Brother Ezekiel stepped forward, his knees visibly shaking.
We do, great Malakar. We, your loyal servants, offer this sacrifice so that you may rise again.
Malakar's eyes narrowed as he looked around the room.
This is the best you could do, a bunch of half-baked zealots and a leader who can't even read a chant properly.
Brother Ezekiel stammered, his confidence evaporating.
We had a bit of an issue with the last page.
Malakar sighed, a sound that rattled the very foundations of the room.
You're lucky I'm feeling generous. Get out of my sight before I change my mind.
The cult members didn't need to be told twice. They bolted for the door, tripping over each other in their haste to escape. Brother Ezekiel lingered for a moment, looking back at Malakar with a mix of awe and disappointment.
So, you're not going to devour any worlds then?
Malakar rolled his glowing eyes.
Not with a summoning like that, I'm not. Now go and next time get a better chant.
Brother Ezekiel nodded meekly and scurried out the door, leaving Malakar to dissolve back into the shadows with a grumble. Outside, the cult members huddled together, their faces a mix of relief and embarrassment.
Well, that could have gone better.
Sister Agnes sighed, clutching her robes tightly.
At least we're alive. Let's just not mention this to anyone, okay?
The others nodded in agreement, silently vowing to pretend the entire ordeal had never happened.